Hi there, everybody. Vin Rogers once again with something new, always up to date. So here we go. I'm standing in the way of Cardinal Dolan, so let me just kind of pull down like this so that you can see this happy face. Do you see the happy face of Cardinal Dolan? Let me tell you why he's so happy. He is able to report to us that the Catholic Church is now the leader in all the world against pedophile crimes. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Let's consider a little bit of this man's background, shall we? And to do so, we take a look at the diocese in Milwaukee. It's an archdiocese, actually, because you have an archbishop. Dolan was there, I think, around 2002. Before him, we had a very interesting archbishop there. His name was Weekland, Archbishop Weekland. Now, his approach to the pedophile scandal was quite simply this. He'd get reports from priests, from workers of the church, teachers, janitors and stuff about all the pedophile stuff that was going on. And they'd write him letters beseeching him to do something. And his reply was this: I have received your letter and I'm referring it to our church attorneys that you are libeling Father Ticklefinger. This was a kind of wake-up call. Shut up. And that's how the guy did it, and through the years. But he was paying under the table, of course, those cases where they couldn't keep it completely silent, he'd pay off. He had a great secret, of course, Weekland. He had a male lover. Now, male lovers can cost you money. And, of course, his name was Paul Marcoux. And Mr. Marcoux, in later years, made trouble for the Archbishop. But in any case, Mr. Marcoux was treated to clothing and shelter and education and university education, actually, and was ultimately settled. He came after the Archbishop, I don't know, a palimony thing or something like that, and it was a $450,000 settlement to Mr. Marcoux. Well, it was all money, in effect, embezzled from the Catholic Church. Nothing was ever done about it. When confronted, the Archbishop said, well, he said, I paid back the $450,000. At the time he said that, he was lying through his teeth. The fact of the matter was, he hadn't paid it all back, just $150,000 of it. He still had another $300,000 to go. As I say, there was no consequence. Now, it was in around 2002, as I said before, that Archbishop Dolan came on the scene to pick up this awful mess and to try to restore some order and some credibility to the archdiocese. And his method was a rather new one. When he'd find a priest in trouble, he'd give him $20,000 to get the hell out of town, which I think is amusing in a way because it reminds me of an old Cole Porter tune, which goes something like this: get out of town before it's too late, Father. Get out of town. Be good to me, please. The thrill when we meet is so bittersweet that, Father, it's getting me down. So get on your mark, get set, get out of town, take $20,000, take $20,000, take $20,000, $20,000, $20,000. Godspeed, Godspeed. And that's how he did it. Problem solved. Well, unfortunately, all these payoffs are beginning to cost money, and so the archdiocese slips into bankruptcy. But not before Archbishop Dolan is able to take $57 million of ready money and ship it over into a trust fund for upkeep of the graves and the cemeteries. My friends, if you decide to go into bankruptcy and you start to conceal assets, be prepared to go to prison. Not that smiling Dolan, no. Well, now, Dolan left finally to become the Archbishop and Cardinal, the head of the New York Diocese in Manhattan. And once again, I want you to look at his smiling face. There it is, his smiling face. Look at it more closely. Can't you see the pain, the guilt, the sadness of all that had gone wrong? Here's a man deeply moved. Don't let that smile fool you, folks. Here's a broken-hearted man. I'll see you next time.